Hi everyone and welcome back to Up Next. My name is Carrie. I'm joined as per usual by the very beautiful and very talented Kalen, who's fitted up today. Oh wow, the big reveal. Okay. And we're here as usual talking about new music, stuff we're excited about, stuff that we had a really good first impression of over this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. How are you doing today, Kalen?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I was a little under the weather last week, but I'm back better than ever.
Ooh,
feeling good.
You rested up, you're feeling good, and I hate to call attention to it, but you do have a little fly buzzing around your face right now. Did you get it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think I swallowed it.
That's good protein. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I can go first.
Go for it. Jump right in. Give me an album. Tell me about an album.
This album kind of left me speechless. I am talking about Pulse by Kuran Shahid. This is a piece of true sound art. It is uncategorizable into a single genre. This artist pulls influences from contemporary classical music, from jazz music, from house music, from electroacoustic music,
soul vocals,
a little bit of soul, a little bit of R&B,
weird experimental electronic glitchiness.
Yes.
There's some really cool stuff.
All awash in these beautiful electronics, but it's mostly built around her piano and her voice to kind of ground it in something, But man, it's such a beautiful exposition of what this artist can do. I'm not sure off the top of my head if this is her first release. I know it's her debut on this record label.
Okay.
She is a performance artist too, and I think that whenever someone goes from visual, or performance art transcends visual art.
One medium to another, maybe.
Yes, into music, there's such an awareness of engaging all of the senses about creating a really well-rounded piece of art that's not just I'm going to make an album that sounds good with verses and choruses.
You have a vision, you have a sense of narrative and storyline, and how to, if you can communicate it in one still picture, music is an even more topographical way of doing that,
Yes, and this is
very vibrant.
So vibrant is a great word for this. It is so fluid and dynamic, and I feel like it's really hard to pin down exactly what this sounds like because it's so unique, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I will say, to give it a little bit of more context for listeners, for fans of L'Orange. And maybe
I think there's definitely overlap with L'Orange.
Some of the weirder stuff that Sudan Archives has done.
Yeah. I would say the weirdest little bridges in Sudan's music.
Yes,
match up with this. Yeah,
the absolute the farthest reaches of what.
And I love Sudan Archives as well. She put out some really crazy shit. She was on a remix of.
Oh, cool.
We'll put the title of it here. It's called KFC Baddie or something, and it's so good.
Cool. I was really totally blown away by this record. Easily, one of my favorite releases of the week, maybe of the month. We'll see. I really don't want to oversell this because I don't want to seem like I'm exaggerating. But I was really touched by this.
Well, you'll give it a few listens. Maybe it'll live up to that hype, and you'll continue to be even more inspired by it.
Somehow it is both very abstract, but it also feels very personal. There's a song on this album that's called, I think, 3 a.m. Wine Drunk, and it just really feels like you're sitting in her bedroom with her, sharing a bottle of wine and yapping. And it's so sweet, but it's backed by this very avant-garde, beautiful instrumentation. It's so cool. So cool. Really, really loved this record.
Beautiful.
Highly recommend.
Yay.
What you got?
What do I got? Okay. Number 1 is Object 1 by Flooding. This artist is a little larger than what we usually cover. They have 150,000 monthly listeners, I want to say. But we have had an uptick in things. It's sort of a push and pull relationship with things including tags such as slow gaze, such as slowcore, such as grunge gaze, things of that nature.
Grunge gaze. What are we doing?
I don't know.
No, that's okay.
I'm stitching words together. We're just a little more particular, so when we really love one, we really highlight it and talk about it. And I would say this is one of those that kind of drew me in. It is an example of that type of music that's really engaging and really cool. Yeah, so it's an EP, and it has it all. It's got those really big drums, feedbacky noise guitars, kind of in a post-rock way, but it's post-hardcore. It's cool. Really great vocals. They sort of swing from those low, I keep saying grunge, but they're kind of grungy almost vocals.
Yeah, there's a lot of graveliness in her voice, and I love hearing more feminine vocal on this like gritty music.
Yeah, and it even swings to like screaming, which reminded me a lot of like Stress Positions, which is another post-hardcore band that has fronted with female vocals that do that too, that swing back and forth. It's so cool.
Awesome.
It was good and I liked it.
Well, I will talk about a record that is kind of similar, but picks up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, this one definitely goes in, like, some further strange directions.
Yes.
It has more of, like, a visual element, too, I think.
Yes, I'm talking about Totem by Pygmy Lush. This record pulls heavily from 90s aesthetics, particularly from the Deftones and that sort of thing. If anyone has... I don't know, they're, like, really underground. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Deftones.
You guys ever heard of this band?
You guys heard of the Deftones? But this pulls in some mathy elements, too, and some, like, shoegaze washes over their guitar tones, but leans heavily more into dissonant and like garagey, big, noisy sounds. But what really like is the defining feature of this album is such a profound sense of melancholy and self-destruction that really like hits you where it hurts.
Damn, yeah, it is. There is something very emo about it. There's a black raven on the front cover. It's kind of Edgar Allan Poe. It has a very ornate, folk-ish illustrative background as well. They really take it there, and I love that. I love that deep well of emotion and sorrow and depression.
Yeah, I love whenever the emotional intensity matches the musical intensity.
Of course, yes, yeah, I would definitely say this does that.
Great record. No notes. Good
no
stuff.
Notes. Love
Listen to it. Check it out.
We have to inspect why Michael didn't like it.
Yeah, Michael said no on this one, but I said yes.
But the thing is, we've only seen it in the spreadsheet. We have to get Michael's, like, take.
And here's the thing. Sometimes I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I will have an album that comes across my list, and I'll listen to it for all of, like, 30 seconds and just be like,
And you should have given it a chance. I feel the same. I've done that too, for sure.
So, who knows? And, I mean, it's
the
experimental.
Nature,
It's also not, like, the most experimental, craziest thing I've ever heard. And, you know, if I was in a different mood on a different day, maybe I wouldn't have liked it as much.
And that's the thing, too. Like, the human element of what we do as well.
Totally.
It's like, yeah, a lot of it does have to do with how you feel in the moment. We have... That's part of, like... being someone who listens to all types of music, actually, you know, so that sometimes you can't want to listen to all types of music all the time.
Totally. But I was in the mood for this when it came across my desk, and I'm still
really
into
I like
it today. Yeah,
it's good, and I like it when it came across my desk. When they dropped the papers off.
When they said, "Ooh, delivery, special delivery."
They give you a stack of, like, dossiers
they give
for
me a
each
stack
album.
Of 500 albums every Friday. No, it's not.
The truck comes in, the shipment.
What's your next pick? What do we got?
My next pick is... you know, we don't usually rank things or play favorites on Up Next, but this is my favorite album I found this week.
Okay.
It is State Change by Molly Joyce.
This really was phenomenal.
Yeah. It's incredible. Molly Joyce is a DJ and composer. This album sort of stitches together sound poems that mark significant dates in her life, these relating to a really traumatic car accident she was in when she was a kid. And then she, like, almost lost her left hand. And so it's just the step of recovering from that. And it has really soft and dreamlike vocals, but it's put in this very stark and, like, medical musical context with, like, a lot of beeping and a lot of buzzing. If you've ever been in a hospital, it's all beeping. It's all buzzes. It's very uncomfortable. I said stark. It's that.
Yes.
Sterile. It's really cool. And, yeah, again, the vocals are beautiful, all the lyrics are there, the poems and her thoughts about each of those dates that she talks about, and I really like that it covers a lot of different ground in this experience, and it just shows how much, like, reflection she's done on what happened. It's, like, the emotional side of it, and then the troubles in the medical field itself onto, like, experiencing ableism in her day-to-day life, and in the music industry and stuff. So, yeah, it's really cool in that way. Slay.
Yes, this is a beautifully profound album.
Yeah.
Particularly, I believe a lot of the lyrics actually come from medical documents and, like, operation reports that she received that her mother...
Because I know the liner notes are more like diary. But the lyrics, are probably
yes.
more
That her mother
definitional.
is, I believe, a clinician as well,
Oh, okay.
and kept a lot of that, and also helped kind of interpret it. And she said that the documentation, like from the hospital, went back and forth between totally cold and clinical, and then sometimes would describe her as like a poor little girl. Like, I don't know, just really strange balance of showing emotion and still operating within this, you have to have a little bit of separation to, perform surgery on a human body like that.
Right, yeah. And then, having to keep it kind of objective in your head versus, this kid is, talking, you're talking with this kid and making, I don't know.
And her
It's a
parents
crazy
too.
thing. Yeah.
And then secondarily, something that might be even more important to note is that it sounds like a lot of this album was made with accessible music tools and gesture technology.
That's really cool.
Whereas if your hands don't, have the ability to play instruments.
Right.
In
yeah. Well,
a traditional sense.
Yeah, the motor function of it all.
Right,
yeah.
right. So she goes into more detail on exactly how it was made in the liner notes, but I found it totally fascinating and
so cool.
Really, I don't know if I even knew that sort of stuff existed. I mean, I've heard of gesture tools before. Really, really awesome find. Thank you.
And showing when you are put in the reach of tools that allow you to succeed, you can do really extraordinary stuff.
Totally.
And I want to go to a DJ set sometime. And then the project also being called State Change. I wanted to button it up with the definitions. The first one obviously being in chemistry when a gas, a liquid, or a solid changes between those states, but without a change in chemical composition. And so it is a significant change, but the thing hasn't changed.
Right.
You know what it is, which is really cool. And then in the medical context, which I think is maybe more what Molly is going for here, state change referring to a significant alteration in a patient's condition, either for better or for worse, that impacts their physical, cognitive, behavioral, or functional status, deviation from their established baseline requiring a reassessment of their care plan or treatment. So that kind of covers the whole vibe of the album. Yeah.
And it sounds like she's someone who's undergone many, many state changes from better to worse to better to worse. Yeah, even going the liner notes go into very deep detail about what happened on each of the dates listed here, and it's okay, the first surgery was a success until there's a complication 2 weeks later, and now we might have to amputate your hands or something. That's so terrifying.
And emotional whiplash. So you become very familiar with the experience of
and you're
grieving and celebrating. Right? Yeah. Of course, you become wise beyond your years for that too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible. Anyway, so that was my second album. Good luck following that one up.
Okay. I'm going to follow it up with this album, Phạn Hàm by Vong.
Oh, no, you followed it up with a really good one.
Well, we only talk about good albums here on Up Next, for the most part, according to us, at least. This album is from Vietnam's black metal scene. I don't know if I've ever listened to black metal from Vietnam, but I did today. Do you know any other black metal?
I'm racking my brain. I feel like we've had a few before. Anyway, don't worry about it.
In any case,
I can't name them.
This shreds.
This shreds. It shreds so hard. It's so fucking good.
Rips. It is nice, solid, old school, raw black metal. It starts at a nice mid-tempo pace and then goes into a all-out assault. And then it kind of pulls back and forth. So this first track is called To Bury the Ocean, and I feel like it very much has a wave in the way the song is arranged, and that theme kind of follows throughout the rest of the album. Even though it's all very heavy and distorted, the mix is pristine. It's just perfect.
It's
perfect.
Yeah, it has that great mix of chaos and crispness.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
It's so delicious.
Distortion, but riffs that are so hooky and memorable.
And I'm talking about album art a lot this episode, but this is another one. Get on that Bandcamp page and get into the illustration.
Yes.
Zoom in. It's so gorgeous.
Zoom in. The percussion on this is crazy too, and I'm wondering if this focus on incredible production is partially because the album is inspired by traditional Vietnamese funeral rites. Of which there's a lot of drumming involved. And then you mentioned the album art. This also features the Phạn Hàm ceremony, which involves placing coins into the mouth of the deceased so that they don't become hungry ghosts.
Oh, yeah. There are a lot of traditions of, leaving some money so you can, pay your way into the afterlife or, not being hungry. That's
or
cool.
you fill it with rice, but I think on this album cover, it looks like
money.
we've got coins. There's something else in there.
I like the kitty cats.
There's also some kitty cats. Sure. So, I love the story here. I'm going through 6 or 7 different stages of grieving the dead according to the religion there.
I love that.
And it's really, it rips, it shreds.
It
mostly,
shreds.
I didn't catch a single word. It's mostly screaming. I'm really, really bad at interpreting black metal vocals, but get into it. Check it out.
Get into it. Love. I found a metal album from Vietnam by Blood Serpent. Bestial Extermination was on our metal roundup in December 2023.
All right.
So how come you didn't remember that, Caitlin?
I don't know. My bad. Of course. No, and this is this band's first release in like 3 years or something.
Oh, sick!
So
welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
Love
maybe
that.
one day. I want to go to Vietnam so bad. Maybe one day we'll make it out there and we can catch a crazy black metal show. Show us where the good metal bars are in Hanoi, I guess.
That would be fun.
Cool.
We've talked about going to Vietnam before.
Yeah, we kicked it back and forth, but it's a really long plane ride.
It's too long and I'm too poor. All right, I've got one more album to talk about today. Fata Morgana by YEARNS. Fata Morgana is the illusion, the mirage, when you look out on the ocean and shit looks a little weird. It looks like this. Great. This album is really beautiful ambient music, just inspired by various optical illusions in the ocean. Obviously that one being the title of the album, but it's just very evocative. Seagulls over sky and everything. I think a few weeks ago I talked about the TikToks meditating with Shaka Khan, and this
Yes.
music really brought me there. It was very peaceful.
This album is also out on Room 40, which is
yeah.
a great ambient label. Well, it's not even just ambient. They put out a lot of different weird left field stuff. We love Room 40.
Yeah,
and
we've had
often-
a couple projects from them.
Yeah, we often cover stuff from that label. This is also a collaboration between 2 different artists. One of them would send in his piano compositions, I believe, and then the other producer would remix them, chop them, screw them, and use, these little piano melodies and totally stretch them out into these unrecognizable soundscapes. And that's where the title of the album really comes from, is from these, original pieces becoming unrecognizable through the electronic reinterpretation. All right, I think that brings us to the end of the episode. So, Carrie, do you have anything you're looking forward to this week?
I have something I'm looking forward to imminently, Caitlin.
What's up?
I hear there's a McRib at our local bar.
Oh, yeah. We do have a little bar down the street that's doing a fancy McRib special.
A delicious homemade McRib. Because that's the thing about the McRib, is you get it again and it's never as good as you remember it.
I don't think I've ever had a true McDonald's McRib
What?
before.
We used to get them a lot because they were my mom's favorite and they were seasonal, they were rare.
I just can't imagine the pork patty.
You have to
ground
understand that they've gotten worse and they've shrinkflated.
I bet. It's terrible.
They suck. So anyway, I'm excited for a real McRib.
I think this one's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for 2 things. Well, can I say 3? Is that too many things to be excited about?
There's never too many things to be excited about.
I'm excited to pay my parking ticket. I got a new parking ticket to add to the collection here. So that's great. 3rd time's the charm. I'm excited for the Drag Race All Stars 10 finale this Friday.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun. Another bar that we like is doing the finale again.
Yes, if we have any Philly local Drag Race watchers, we'll be at Frankie Bradley's on Friday for $5 Friday to watch the season finale. And then our friends are also doing a house show on Saturday. So
Hell yeah.
That'll be cool. Awesome.
That sounds cool. I love that you have so many things to be excited about, Kaylin.
Isn't it wonderful?
Wow. All I got is my stinky McRib. No, I'm kidding. I've got stuff.
Do we debrief about the movie we saw on Friday that I was so excited for?
The movie was really good. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can touch on it for just a second.
Okay.
I really hyped it up. I saw the new Genesis P-Orridge documentary on Friday, and I was speechless. I thought it was great. I loved the editing. I really liked the sort of cut-up technique applied to the film editing style.
It was cool.
But
it jumped around a little bit, but it was chronological, but the clips used were like all from different times at the same time.
Mostly chronological, which I think helped ground it for.
But then cut to like older her and the painting and the whatever. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah, you get the idea.
No,
it was really cool.
Great film. Gave a pretty good overview, I think, of her life. So go see it if you can. I guess I don't know.
It was great. Yeah, I had no idea who this person was, and I loved it. So
yeah, I think it had a pretty limited release, but it should be, check your local weird art indie theater. Maybe they're showing it. Cool.
That'd be cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. It was a lot of fun. Genesis was also in cahoots with Cozy Fanny Tuna, who you talked about a few weeks ago.
Yes. Yeah, that's related. It touched on their tumultuous relationship for a little bit. And I do think the documentary did a good job, too, of not totally 100% glorifying and sweeping all of Jen's actions
I forgot
under
about that.
the rug.
I did. I wouldn't have... Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, I think it's good to talk about it.
Okay.
Touch on, too, because
I forgot about the
drama. The difficulties. I do think it's important that they were like, and there were a few interviews where people were like, yeah, she could be like really, really intense,
right,
and prone to outbursts of anger. So I don't know the full story. Unfortunately, I haven't read Cozy's autobiography, so next on my reading list. Unironically, I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to go buy the book after this, so we can kick some money her way too. So go read that. I think it's called Art, Sex, Music. So I will be purchasing, reading, doing my own research for further education, and you should too.
You'll report back with your findings.
I will deliver a book report.
Hell yeah! Trifold.
8 years later after the biography was published.
Okay.
It's never too late.
That's true. Learning never stops. Isn't that nice?
Wow.
Have a great week, everyone. I hope you guys have stuff to look forward to.
Awesome.
Until next time.
Bye.